Thank you, Jean Silva. As I went over with my results page, I'll just go over this real quick. This is a perfect picks of 2 weeks ago. We hit Santiago Luna by finish, Jesus Aguilar moneyline, which is the underdog of the week, Tatiana Suarez moneyline, Dusko Todorovic, and Alexander Hernandez was my lock. And so yeah, those were some pretty big hits. Unfortunately, my Bengals absolutely suck, and the season is over. So moving on, we have Jonathan McAuliffe going up against Obon Elliott, and I believe one of my first videos was an Obon Elliott fade, and I'm going to continue on that streak. I think he's a decent fighter all around. I think... Oh, my camera's not on. Hello. Welcome. I think Obon Elliott's a decent fighter all around. He tends to kind of be safe and not very... he doesn't win the minutes very well. And hell, he doesn't... I don't think he's that great. I think he's just kind of like a spar fighter or somebody's training buddy that got into UFC. Jonathan McAuliffe, on the other hand, he has quite a few finishes. He seemed pretty aggressive from what I saw. His striking seems a little bit grapplery, like he spams kicks at range and throws looping right hands from distance, and then I think he's just not worried about people taking him down, so he just throws safer, hard-hitting strikes, and his kicks are very powerful. He's a big dude. I think he's got he's got a 5-inch reach advantage, which is pretty big, especially since he likes to stay at the range and kick. I think Obon Elliott is gonna have a disadvantage in the... Wow, don't mind the rounds and the prop. I don't think I changed any of those. I'll just give you them. What was I saying? I think Obon Elliott's gonna have a disadvantage striking and a huge disadvantage grappling in this fight. And he's gonna have a size disadvantage. So that being said, the only thing he has is the experience advantage. And his experience hasn't been that great in the UFC. He has the coolest flag. We'll give that country that. And McAuliffe is a hometown guy. So I think if it goes to decision, he might get an extra point. And he's got, I think, all the finish factor in this fight. Now, I could be wrong, just because he could be fighting turds, but... I guess I'm willing to take that shot. I'm making it as one of my locks this week. And I believe he is an underdog. I'm going to look right now. And he is, plus 102 right now. Underdog, you can get him on DraftKings. I think he gets a finish. I don't know if it's going to be a sub or a knockout, so I wouldn't bet one of those. I mean, you could. I'm going to tell you what to do. But I think just McAuliffe inside the distance would be a good bet. You could even do if finish McAuliffe type of bet, because I don't think Obon Elliott finishes McAuliffe. I don't think he does. So we're going to move on. We got Andre Petrosky going up against Cam Rouston. Cam Rouston is the hometown guy, and I'm really tired of betting on Andre Petrosky. Every time I bet on him, because I'm like, in my head, I'm like, okay, he's a solid striker. He can hold his own on the feet. If things get bad, he has the wrestling upside. Like, he will wrestle, and he's pretty dominant, and he has a good head and arm triangle choke that he likes to try and put on. I don't think he's gotten one on yet. No, he's gotten one, I think. But the last 2 or 3 fights, he just hasn't wrestled. It was very frustrating, because if he would fight smart, he would win 95% of the matches. He just doesn't, and he just tries to strike with people, and he's a decent striker, but he's knocked himself out on a hip, so his chin is not there. Cam Rouston, I'm going to tell you this. I'm confident in Cam Rouston winning this fight if Andre Petrosky doesn't wrestle, like he's been not wrestling. I don't know if he's got like bad knees or what's going on. He looks like in incredible shape. So I don't know if the UFC, like the matchmakers told him he was boring and he needs like up his like fucking follower count or whatever. But if it stays on the feet, which Andre Petrosky likes to do lately, if it stays on the feet, Cam Rouston has a big advantage. He's got a 3-inch height advantage. He's got a 5-inch reach advantage. More strikes per minute. Less experience. So again, he's got horrible takedown defense. So again, Andre Petrosky, if Andre Petrosky would fight the way he should fight, which is wrestling heavy, strike to get takedowns, kind of lay and pray. I mean, do the whole what just happened to John Silva? Like, do the whole Diego Lopez thing, or do the crucifix. Like, try and get crucifixes. You're a big, strong dude. You could probably get a crucifix on Cam Rouston and just beat the fuck out of him. But you're probably going to try and strike. And Cam Rouston has a striking advantage. So that's why I'm going Cam Rouston. That's why I'm decently confident. And Cam Rouston is a hometown guy, so he'll get an extra point. This is where the hometown guy parlay would stop. Again, don't mind the rounds or the prop at the bottom. I apologize. I will get that fixed for next card. I think both Taffa brothers are terrible. They're just bad. They have power, but that's literally it. They don't have cardio. They don't have wrestling. They don't have get up. Louis Sutherland, I don't know if he's good or not. He looked like he had pretty decent quick hands. He doesn't rush into things, which is why I'm picking him. If he rushed into things, then I would not pick him. But he looked like he was in decent shape. He has quick hands. He looks like a coworker I used to work with. And I think he's going to have a size advantage, which Taffa brothers usually don't have people that are bigger than them. Now, Taffa could knock him out, but I think Louis Sutherland could take him to a decision. We're going to knock out here. And these fights on this card, let me just tell you. There's a few fights on this card that should not be UFC fights. Like, these are not UFC fighters. Both of these guys are not UFC fighters. And both of these guys are not UFC fighters. That's it so far. It's hard to find anything on anyone. I did find some video on both these guys. Brendo Piersic, he should win. I think he's going to be bigger. He's just wild, though. Alicia Ellison looks just like a boxer. Like, he's a cop that does part-time boxing, is what it looks like. And maybe wrestled in college or school or something like that. That's what it looks like. Brando, it looks like he has the ability to get it done in there. He looks like he has some talent. But he is wild. Like, he could get knocked out very easily by Ellison. I just don't think it's going to happen. So I'm going Piersic by probably finish of some sort. Submission. All right, Jamie Mullarkey versus Rolando Bedoya. Fight Mullarkey can finally win. Mullarkey is the angriest face in the planet when he's fighting, and he also looks terrified at the same time. He's got like a "please don't hurt me, but I'm gonna kill you" face. That's what I describe him as. I can make fun of him because my face is fucked up looking too, and I have deformities and shit, so I can make fun of him. I'm going Jamie Mullarkey. I like the experience, and he is in every fight he's in. He just doesn't have a chin, and Bedoya, I don't think, is going to take advantage of that. So I don't think he gets a knockout. Therefore, I think Jamie Mullarkey wins, and I think Jamie Mullarkey has the grappling advantage, and maybe not the striking advantage. But I think if Jamie Mullarkey gets it down to the ground, which he probably will try, He'll get it done in there. Probably decision. Luana Carolina against Michelle Montague. I originally had this typed out as Luana Capulet because Montague Capulet, but I don't know what age my viewers are and if they would even understand that. But let me know in the comments if you think that would have been funny, because I think it's funny. And with that, I'm going Michelle Montague. I think she gets it by submission. I think Luana Carolina is a good fighter, but I think Michelle Montague is the new Ronda Rousey, but a attractive Ronda Rousey, because Ronda Rousey is not very attractive, in my opinion. Miesha Tate, however, but Michelle Montague gets it done in here. From watching her tape, she has decent striking. It's not the best, which Luana Carolina has the advantage on the feet, 100% for sure. But the size goes to Montague. The wrestling goes to Montague. She has double leg takedowns. She has single leg takedowns. She has hip throws. She has like judo trips. Like, she's got real legit wrestling and real legit takedowns, which is why I'm on her. If she just relied on the bullshit neck crank takedowns that you usually see in women's MMA, I probably would have picked Luana Carolina. But she has the legit double leg takedowns. And Luana Carolina's takedown defense is good, but I don't know if it's going to hold up with chain takedowns. And I don't think she has the power to really make Michelle Montague fear her at the start of the fight. So I'm going Montague. I'm going by sub. I think it's an armbar that she always wins by. Boom. By the way, if you guys saw the Contender Series tonight, that was insane. There's two girls fighting on there that were all bloodied up. It was a good-ass fight. They both got contracts. Michelle Montague, she has rear naked choke, 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 rear naked choke. So I'm going to go with Michelle Montague, rear naked choke for this fight. So I'm going to go back. I know it's a hard one, but... speaking of hard ones, that sounds kind of dirty. Sorry. Like and subscribe, and leave a message in the comments about me sucking at my bets on the Fighting Nerds, or that I sucked and I didn't do the rounds and props on this thing, and I had 2 weeks to do it. So, we have, in my defense, I've been going over football props for the last 80 hours of my life. But Colby Thickness versus Josias Musasa. Both 26 years old. Josias Musasa is going to be bigger with a much bigger reach advantage, and he's going to be the one that hits harder, and he is going to lose. Because Colby Thickness is going to outpoint him in a decision. I think Musasa, he fights a lot like, well, I'm not going to fights a lot like, but he has the same habit of Kevin Holland, where he way overstrikes and gets off balance. And I think Colby is going to just do the easy thing and just kind of somehow get him wrestled to the ground. And just kind of grapple fuck him. Colby doesn't really have the strength to get a KO, I don't think. I mean, things could change. But Musasa's chin didn't look great either. So Colby Thickness by, I think, submission or decision. Navajo Sterling versus Rodolfo Bellato. I did go back and forth on this fight because I think Bellato's potential is okay, but I'm going to go with history, and he likes to quit on himself, and he also is just a very inconsistent fighter overall. I don't think he's long for the UFC, and I think the UFC knows that, and I think that's why they have him going up against Navajo Sterling. And I think Navajo Sterling could finally get a finish because Rodolfo Bellato will quit on himself again. I think it'll be Navajo Sterling by knockout. If it goes to decision, it goes to decision. I think Rodolfo Bellato could get a submission, though, if he wanted to. And if he wasn't a pussy. So, Navajo Sterling But you could go if submission Rodolfo Bellato, because I don't think Navajo Sterling submits him. There you go. Loma Lookboonmee versus Alexia Tanara. I actually like Loma Lookboonmee. I usually fade her, which usually bites me in the ass. And I'm fading her again. But know this. She could win this fight. If Alexia Tanara can't get her taken down, I have it as a very high confident bet. And it should be a very high confident bet. But what I'm seeing in my head is Alexia Tanara she's got that, like, she's in her stance. I know you can't really see. My fucking hands on this stuff. But she's in her stance all tight, and she keeps moving up, chasing Loma, and chasing Loma, and she runs out of time for 3 rounds. I don't think she ever... I mean, I think she does, but I'm envisioning Loma Lookboonmee winning a decision and ruining a lot of cards for a lot of people. So, be cautious. Even though I'm locking it, Loma Lookboonmee is a pain in the ass sometimes, and she likes to ruin people's parlays. Tommy Nolan versus Charlie Campbell. I only watched one fight from Charlie Campbell. I didn't get a whole lot. I think he's got a lot of power in his hands. I think he's like a wrestler, boxer kind of guy. And Tom Nolan's kind of reminds me of like a Corey Sandhagen without the leg locks. He's very strike heavy. I think he's kind of grapply. But likes to keep it on the feet for the most part. I'm going with Tom Nolan. I'm not very confident in most of this card, as you can see. This card is not very exciting for me. I like a few of the fights. I think there's going to be some good... I think there's going to be a lot of good fights on this, but as far as betting, there's like amateur fights, there's fights that are so last minute, like this fight, Charlie Campbell is like, there's not a lot of good fights. This fight, Jake Matthews versus Neil Magny. I think Jake Matthews is kind of like this. He's going to kind of replace Neil Magny. He's a decent striker. He's a safe guy. He likes to grapple. People they're okay with grappling with Jake Matthews, and he ends them. It's the same exact thing with Neil Magny, except for Neil Magny's a lot bigger. I think Neil Magny could get a sub on him just because he's so rangy, but I gotta go with Jake Matthews. I think his boxing is a little bit better than Neil Magny. And I feel like if Jake Matthews is smart, which I think he is, I think he's mostly just going to try and stand on the feet with Neil Magny. Even though the range is going to get annoying, I feel like he can piece him up and hit him with some good uppercuts and maybe knock him out. I see a Jake Matthews knockout here. He got a submission last fight, knockout this fight. I think a decision 2 fights ago. Here's the trifecta. Another just shit fight that nobody cares about. Jack Jenkins versus Ramon Tavares. Jack Jenkins is alright. I think he's overrated. He's like a wrestler. That's literally it. His striking's eh. His submissions are eh. But he's from there, so you gotta give him an extra point. And Ramon Tavares is kind of himself. I don't really know what he's good at. He can take a decent beating. He likes to keep it on the feet. And he doesn't have a lot of power. So, yeah. He's got a 100% takedown defense, so it's going to be hard for Jack Jenkins to get him, but I think he gets him. I think it's a decision. Again, don't mind the props in the rounds. Bets, I apologize. Jimmy Crute versus Ivan Erslan. I'm going Jimmy Crute by finish. I think Ivan Erslan's a decent fighter, but I think he's too one-dimensional for the UFC. I think he'd be good in like bare knuckle boxing or some kind of boxing league. He doesn't kick, he doesn't wrestle very much. Like, he's got good takedown defense, decent, and he's got good kicks. I mean, he kicks like the body. No, I don't think he kicks something. He maybe kicks her in the first round. kicks in the first round a little bit. Sorry, I'm autistic as fuck. He kicks in the first round. I think they're leg kicks or body kicks, though. And then he boxes. He's got decent boxing, but I think he's just too one-dimensional. Jimmy Crute's decent. I think he's going to get takedowns. I think he's going to get submissions, or a submission. And Ivan Ruslan loses by submission. This fight's not happening. And Carlos Ulberg versus Dominic Reyes. I think Carlos Ulberg's alright. I don't think he's the world killer everyone thinks he is, though. I actually faded him when he lost, and that was pretty awesome, and I'm looking to do that again. I think Dominic Reyes is... Stella got his groove back, man. I think it was all confidence. I think confidence is literally everything, especially in the fight game. I think he's got 3 wins in a row, and he could get chinned, but Ulberg doesn't usually chin that many people like that. And again, it is southpaw versus orthodox, and Ulberg likes to use his lead left hook a lot, and that's not going to be there with southpaw versus orthodox striking. So there goes his main weapon, just out the door, straight out the gate, because he's going to have to hand fight a lot with the left. So, yeah, going Dominic Reyes. I think he gets knockout. I think it'll be awesome, spectacular, and I'm rooting for him. And here is my bets. I'm still 64% in the UFC, so still doing all right. It's professional capper percentages, so I'm all right with that. The prestige bet this week is Johnny Mikhailov and Dominic Reyes, plus 495. Now, that is 2 underdogs parlayed, so you shouldn't bet that. You shouldn't do it, but I did. And my dynamic double your money is the Broncos -7 against the Bengals, because we're toast, we're finished, we're finite. Zach Taylor needs fired, and he doesn't make changes fast enough. So we're at least going to lose the next 3-4 weeks. So Broncos -7. You can probably go minus 17 with that, and I'd be comfortable. And I know Denver's offense isn't all like that. I know that. But if you look at last year, if you look at recent stats, like, it doesn't matter who your offense is. That was Carson Wentz, backup quarterback. 48 points they scored on us. And you might say to yourself, oh, well, it was 2 turnovers for touchdowns. It's not like we're not going to turn the ball over. We will 100% turn the ball over. I've been a Bengals fan my whole life. I absolutely love the team. We're going to lose this bad. It's going to be bad. They're going to run all over us with their new rookie running back. They're going to showcase everything. They're going to look so good after this game. And then the Chargers money line, I'm pretty high on the Chargers, and they play against the Giants. Russell Wilson just got benched, so rookie quarterback against Harbaugh and probably one of the top 5 teams in the NFL. So Chargers money line against a rookie quarterback on his first start. And yeah, it's his first start, and it's a home game, so there's a lot of pressure on that little young man. I don't mean to say little young man, I'm sorry. And then the tactical triple, which is Johnny Mikhailov and Namahu Sterling and the Buffalo Bills money line. And that was, to be honest, that was the Bills money line from last week. And last Thursday or whatever, the Bills money line, it was at -800, so it didn't really add much. I just wanted to get it up over for the triple, so you didn't really have to add that. So that was plus 220, so it'd probably be like plus 190 or something like that if you take the Bills money line out, which you can't bet anymore. So you got that, and then my Thursday night football parlay, Kyler over 31.5 pass attempts, McBride over 6.5 receptions, and over 21.5 first half points. I think this gets off to a fast start for both teams. and it slows down from there. Arizona's been kind of going towards pass-heavy grinding scripts, and Seattle has been Seattle. They've been keeping up with teams. So those are my bets. I will have more bets this week. I don't know if I'm going to fill out that whole thing. I probably will. I have a lot coming. So stay tuned. Probably Thursday night after football for that video. Sorry I didn't get this out like I wanted to. Like I said, I'm dealing with a lot of shit. I have crippling depression and anxiety from my accident, and it's changed my life completely. Also, my mom has remission from cancer and has full-on terminal cancer that she will never get better from. So I'm living with her, dealing with that, taking care of her, taking care of my hand, going to doctor's appointments, going to my girlfriend, and on top of all that, all I do is this. All I do is this. I barely sleep. I sleep 4 hours a day, 5 hours a day. So I apologize for missing the last bets. I promise you I take this super serious, and you don't have to tell me. I'm not like, I'm telling you these are good bets, and I cross them over a lot of checks and balances and things like that. I don't want to give my system away, because then when I start hitting big, then everyone will be able to use it. So I want to keep some things to myself. UFC is mostly on my research and my eye tests and shit. And I have a model that I use still for it. But that being said, everyone like, subscribe, follow, and let's see you on Thursday after we win some money on these Thursday night picks. I also have some more Thursday night bets that I like this week if you want. Give me 1 second. I have no idea where my phone is. Just a couple of quick ones. You can't parlay these, so give me 1 minute. This is elevator music. Oh wait, I'm sorry, there's music playing in the background. I'll shut up. You know how annoying it is that because I'm hardwired to my router, I can't use DraftKings on my PC. It has to be through Wi-Fi. It's fucking annoying. If anyone has a fix for a workaround for that, please let me know, because it's so irritating. But my bets I like on that can't be parlayed are over 50.5 longest field goal made. Both teams have made those regularly this week. Over 15.5 Trey Benson rushing attempts. He is pretty much the lone back now because James Conner got injured. He's from my hometown, actually. And then Trey Benson longest rush, over 13.5. And Marvin Harrison longest reception, over 20.5. And Kenneth Walker touchdown. And under in the second half. So over in the first half, under in the second half. And Jackson and Jigba over in yards. Those are all, I think, pretty confident bets for me. So I will see you guys Thursday. I will stop rambling. Pray for my mom. Do what you gotta do. Pray for me. Do what you gotta do. Let's hit this money. Let's win. Let's get this rolling again. Let's get this percentage up. Let's fucking get it. I'm not very confident on this UFC card. I'm going to be honest, but there is hope coming. There are some really, really big fights coming that I'm very, very one-sided on. So let's get it.